Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Man in the Black Hat, and we're continuing on with Fable 2 along with...
Game Collector!
Yay, he's back. Skype issues seem to have been resolved for a bit.
For the most part.
Yeah, we seem to have a stable connection now. And as you can see, I'm going to go buying some properties and immediately renting them out. There's a reason for this.
Make me that way.
Are you a stranger?
What?
And I just said it.
Yeah, make money.
And the best part... And the part of Fable 2's money system, even when your console is turned off, you still make a tremendous amount of cash.
Yep. And an even better part, with Fable 2, you don't have to go and collect your freaking money from each city that you've got rental places in.
Like they had in Fable 1.
Oh, that was annoying as hell.
And you didn't even have to wait. And the other thing is, you only have to wait 5 minutes for this. In the other game, you have to wait for a full in-game week.
Yep. Which could be a pain in the butt.
Yeah, so, Fable 2, they streamlined things a little bit.
Yeah, now they did introduce a better customization system for houses in Fable 2, which was polished even better in the sequel. But, I liked it better in the sequel, because you didn't really have to carry your freaking furniture everywhere you went.
No, you had a butler named John Cleese to do that for you.
Yup. Now, technically I just stole that, but I pretty much went, you know what, screw it. It's my house. I'll take it if I want.
You can get away with stealing stuff from your own buildings when people aren't looking.
Yup.
That's the one thing I enjoyed in Fable 1 was the guile stat.
Oh?
It basically meant if you held down the movement stick, you could make yourself sneak.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you could also improve your ability to break into buildings and steal stuff, and it also improved your ability to barter with shops.
Yeah, I do kind of miss the original Fable leveling system. Because it gave you a lot better customization over your character.
Stat-wise, anyway.
Though, removing the aging system was such a plus.
Oh, yes. Because, considering that you'd basically, by the time you start and by the time you finish the game, you'd look like a shriveled old prune.
Yeah, unless you do something very specific. Which requires a lot of money, which means you'd age out of your role anyways. Now, granted, the hero of Oakvale did spend a lot of time on his quest. I mean, realistically, the way the game progresses, he spent about 20 years on his quest. So he should have looked in his 40s or late 30s by the time he ended. Instead, he usually looks 60 or 70.
Or worse.
And if you use a cheat to get a ton of experience orbs at the very start of the game, you'll suddenly look 60 or 70. Because apparently, just getting the experience orbs ages you.
Experience comes with age. No pundit.
Oh, by the way, the gargoyle off to the left side, I shot off camera, so you're not going to get to see that one.
Yeah, we doing gargoyle hunts off camera.
Some of it. I do try and show that which I can. But if I can only spot it in post-production voiceover work, then I'm probably going to take care of it off camera.
Kind of like the gold skulltulas from another game that we are doing.
Yeah.
This also reminds me, what is that? Crap, it was something about Fable, and now it completely dropped from my mind.
Well, in other news, I went out today and I finally got a hold of the Platinum Edition of Fable 2, so I will actually be able to show you guys Knothole Glade and See the Future. Granted, I'm at the Spire, so I might have to use a different character to get those done, but I'll do it.
Well, what is that? See the Future basically gives you it puts you through 3 little sub-quests, and then then it gives you the preview of Fable 3, and Knothole Glade is... Oh yeah, Knothole Island is what became of Knothole Glade in the first game.
Yep.
Only now you go through this quest with this really jerky mayor, and you get a suit of armor, too.
Oh, sweet. I guess I'm going to have to go show off the suit of armor after I get back from the Spire.
Actually, you can get the suit of armor as you go in, and you get pieces of the armor as you complete each part of the Knothole Island quests.
Yeah, I realize, but where I am in recording is a week ahead of where I am in posting, and I'm already at the Spire.
Ah!
So I can't go back and start doing those quests at the moment.
Okay, right.
You know, once you're in the Spire, you're pretty much stuck.
Yeah, I got through there as fast as I possibly could, just so I could continue with other various side quests.
Look at how nice it is to be able to aim.
I trust you're doing well. I can't say I approve.
I mean, seriously, that is the best part about this game once you stop having to look over your shoulder and shoot from the hip. Once your character figures out how to aim and focus aim, your ranged attacks become a lot more deadly.
Greetings, stranger.
Technically, the magic in this game is broken, but because it takes so long to charge, that's not really an issue. Guns in this game are especially, and quite possibly, the most broken tools in the entire game.
Oh yeah, you can have a pretty standard weapon, and as long as you have the skill points to back it up, you can have, like, an iron or a master ranged weapon that'll be way, way better than your main weapon. Your melee weapon.
But, yeah, in Fable 3, your melee weapon is pretty much useless all the time.
Well,
because
kinda.
everything blocks all the time. Your melee weapon is pretty much made useless.
Well, I've had pretty good luck with melee weapons after I've reduced the health and effectiveness of enemy characters. Though, against Hobbs in Fable 3, I'll always go ranged. Ranged or magic? Pick one.
And again, in Fable 3, magic is incredibly broken.
Yeah. Magic can get you through the game by itself.
Wouldn't you prefer to shoot out in the wilderness somewhere?
Basically, challenge from the game completely.
Yeah, which is nice if you're trying to do a speedrun. And it is possible to do a speedrun of Fable 3, but you need a co-op partner.
If you want the good ending.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're just
doing a speedrun for the sake of doing a speedrun, you don't need a co-op partner.
Nope. Just go in, go through the evil ending, and bam, you're done. Why are we loading? Why are we loading? Oh, why are we loading? Oh, on with the game.
You were cutting out a little bit during your loading song.
Sorry. Unfortunately, I'm peeking the microphone. Yay! My statue kind of looks like a douche. Okay, is there anything else at all that I gotta do in this area?
I don't know.
I've taken care of Giles' farm, the first quest in that area.
secret weapon in that place later on.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and how are you? Have you made? Oh right. Once you get out of the Crucible, did you give the guy his money?
Yes.
Because okay, I didn't do that. I need to do that when I get Fable 2 back, so I can build the place up.
Yeah. We'll discuss that in the episode that actually has it. But there's a neat little quest you can do that seriously boosts what you can get later on in Fable 2.
And also, if you do the shooting range bit, you get a legendary weapon if you get the top score.
Yeah, which I will do, because I like legendary weapons. I like them a lot.
Don't we all? And the legendary weapon in this game, the one from the shooting range, will pretty much be one of... It's short range, but it has an incredibly ridiculous rate of fire.
Yeah.
It's like a Master Turreter Rifle plus.
Yeah. And turret rifles are badass.
Oh, Turreter Pistol.
Oh,
Not
well,
rifle.
turret pistols can still be pretty long-ranged if you use focus.
There is much in them that may interest you.
Oh yeah, you can pretty much turn anything into a sniper rifle in this game when you have focus.
Except for the blunderbuss.
Me, I prefer the idea of a little action.
Yeah.
The blunderbuss...
Sadly,
blunderbuss is the shotgun of the game, and it's very short-range. And yes, we're talking over Hammer and Teresa, we don't care. They quite literally have nothing interesting to say this whole time.
Nope. But the most important blunderbuss you can get is after you beat Guile's farm. That thing is not just a blunderbuss, it's a portable cannon.
Well, it's not technically a blunderbuss, it's a rifle. But
Or a portable cannon.
Yeah, but it fires like a blunderbuss, 3 rounds at a time.
I hope you don't bruise easily.
And the best part about that gun, when it fires, it sounds like something exploding.
Yeah.
It does not have the regular blunderbuss sound effect. It has like a cannon going off.
Yeah. Now, this is almost your last chance to build up your stats before you get to the Crucible. So, whatever you want to focus on it now.
Well, you can go through the Crucible. It's after the Crucible that you can't do anything.
Actually, yes you can. You're given a break between Crucible and Spire to go complete a couple extra quests.
That's kind of what I meant. It's after the Crucible, and then you can go to the Spire before you complete stuff, but you really don't want to.
No. If you go to the Spire immediately, bad things will happen. We'll discuss that when we get to it.
Yeah.
Now, of
The
course,
Spire was in...
Now, of course, at this point, I am grinding as much as I can for ranged and magic, especially magic. Because the best way to beat the Crucible is to have high-level magic.
Or be one hell of a good shot.
Even so, you still want high-level magic simply because it'll help with the last fight.
Yeah, that's right. And while he was mentioning the glimpse into the future, the last bauble you can get is a portable version of the Crucible. And it's great for grinding EXP and wasting time to get your next paycheck.
Which is nice, but I don't do much time wasting in this game if I can help it. And as you can see, that boss bandit that I just killed went down in 3 shots.
Yeah.
So...
No, but we'll get to the portable arena later.
Yeah. So as you can see, with aim, your rifle, pistol, blunderbuss, crossbow, whatever, becomes incredibly overpowered. Shooting from the hip doesn't do much because you're basically aiming somewhere at center mass, and you're probably putting in non-lethal shots, for the most part.
Until you turn them into lead anchors.
Yeah, pretty much. It takes twice the amount of shot to kill them from the hip than it does to kill them at range. And if you use full focus, which you can only really do at the start of a fight, then you've pretty much wasted them in one shot. It doesn't really matter who they are unless they're a boss character.
Or a sub-boss.
Yeah, and I don't mean like your standard show up at inopportune times boss character. I mean people like trolls. Trolls can be considered boss characters.
And those floaty tory things that spawn guards.
Oh yeah, the spire bits.
I hate those.
Okay.
I hate them so much.
New dexterous style. We've got Zoom. Zoom is incredibly useful. It allows us to focus in on a target and hit it for even more damage. Pretty much every single skill you get gives you better focus for your ranged damage.
And eventually you get the ability to lock on to individual body parts of enemies.
I believe that's the next extra style up.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there. And another advantage of Zoom is even when you're not in combat, if you're patient enough, that's the only thing I can say, if you're patient enough, you can actually use it like a sniper scope.
Yep. You will zoom in pretty far with the focus ability.
But you have to hold your gun up first. And you can zoom even when using a pistol. That's one of the cool parts.
Yeah, pretty much it turns any weapon you have except for the blunderbuss into a sniper rifle. You can still zoom with a blunderbuss, but it's not going to have the power it would have at max range. Simply because it shoots in a cone.
No, if you're using a blunderbuss and zoom, just use it for use zoom for reconnaissance.
Yeah. Oh, here's a little secret. You don't have to go down that switchback. Just go over here.
Whee! Ox. That's the other thing I liked about Fable 2 Onward. When you got silver keys, as soon as if you got a single silver key in Fable 1, you'd automatically use it, and then you'd have to gather up more to open up the chests. Yeah, in Fable 2 Onward, you just collected the keys and they'd stay with you all the time.
Yep. Now, you'll notice that my character is pretty much aiming center mass on these. And when Dingleberry bandits are clueless enough to put their head center mass, it gives me an instant kill. But yeah, my character has now learned how to shoot center mass. And aim, which gives you a lot better shooting ability.
I did know, and I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 that I started doing this, but you can actually snipe enemies before they notice you, if you're good enough.
Yep. Yay, potion. Now, normally I try to conserve and buy a ton of potions. This game I haven't been doing that for some odd reason. I don't know why.
You haven't really been getting beat up a lot. That could be it.
It might be, but there's been... I think there's one instance where I got a scar. Where I was knocked out without having a resurrection file.
Oh yes, that's the other bonus of Naho Island. You can get new exclusive augments from that place.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna visit that as soon as I can.
Yeah, and some of them are incredibly awesome, and some of them are not.
Yeah. Yay, treasure!
I don't remember if it is one of these, but one of them lets you make money for everything you hit and or kill.
Oh yeah, I've seen those augments before. Those are actually rather standard augments. Okay.
In Fable 2, I took a gold hammer and I called it the money smasher.
Okay, my goals for this are Inferno and Time Control. I need to get those as high a level as I can get, and I need both of them at high levels. You'll see why when I enter the Crucible.
The time slow is actually, by the time you get it to level 5, the game pretty much can't keep up with you anymore.
Nope. You can decimate an entire group of bad guys with time slow 5 without even getting hit once.
Unfortunately, it takes a lot of time to charge.
That's why you generally use time stop 1 or 2 first. And let's let these guys talk.
Stand and fight, you cowardly knaves!
Okay, this is the introduction of the Highwayman. Highwayman is a stronger type of bandit. They have a lot more health, and they usually use steel or better weaponry. Which means they're a lot more dangerous for your character. Hammer will go down from a group of Highwaymen very quickly. So, wow, look at that guy on the left spaz out.
You gotta love ragdoll physics when people die. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, the leader here is an assassin-type Highwayman, which means he blocks a lot, so it's a good idea to take him out very quickly.
With a gun or with magic.
Yeah, these guys... Your sword is still a fairly balanced weapon in Fable 2. However, it's very recommended that you use ranged weapons and attacks first before you close in for sword combat. You're just not going to be that powerful at first.
Unlike Fable 3, which basically turns your sword into something absolutely useless. You might as well be using a wooden stick.
Yeah, the hammer's actually more useful in Fable 3. As far as melee weapon. So, you know, pick what you like, but always remember to use ranged first. If you can nail them long before they can see you, then you've pretty much decimated them before they can even get close to you.
Especially if you can decimate them before right as you charge up time. If you can spot one, use time control, and then start sniping them before they even know you're there, you are a gaming god.
Yeah, that's a really good tactic. Use and abuse time control in this game. I don't very much, because I like intense fights. Oh, look, a gargoyle. But, pretty much, if you want to get through this game with no scars and probably very little personal body damage, then your best bet is to abuse the hell out of time control. In fact, you can probably make that your only spell.
Yeah. Although here's the cool thing: you can actually customize your charge meter to have 5 different spells by the time you have one level 5 spell.
Yep.
So you can have something that can push stuff away from you while you're charging up your higher level spells.
Yep. Though, personally, I don't... Ow, wow. That guy was on fire for quite a while. Oh well. Anyways, personally...
Did you smack him with napalm?
Yes, I did. What I prefer to do is have 2 or 3 spells that I concentrate on. So, realistically, the Fable 3 way of doing things is a lot better for me. Just because it's more my style.
Yeah, having about 2 good spells at a time that you could actually intertwine together. That was pretty nice. Unfortunately, you could go throughout all of Fable 3 using magic alone.
Yep. Ooh, Highwayman's Call. I didn't even know that chest was there. That's the first time I've ever seen it.
It's been a while for me since I played any of the Fable games, and some of it's pretty fuzzy.
Now, yes, I am completely and purposefully ignoring the dig spots in this area. Mostly because I want to get to the next area at some point. I mean, come on.
And the dig spots will always be there.
Yeah. It's not like they go away, and just like treasure chests, they do scale. Okay.
And there's a little something else you want to do. Crap, what was it? Oh yes, if you find all 50 keys and then get enough money to buy the castle at the end of the game, damn it, I forgot what was in that chest. I knew I read it up, and it requires every single silver key in the game, and to get every single silver key, you need your dog.
Yep.
Alive. You either need to have the dog with you before you go to the very last area, the spire, for the second time, for the final confrontation, or you have your dog brought back to life.
Either way.
It's supposed to be infested with Bowerstones.
Yes.
I heard this one story about these traders who got attacked. Valverines killed both parents, but the kids survived. A slaver found the poor things, took them back to his camp and locked them up in a cage. That night the kids turned, broke out of the cage...
And I'm sorry to cut in here, but it looks like we're almost out of time.
So this is Man in the Black Hat.
And Game Collector.
We'll see you next time.